Imagine a woman who has consciously chosen to live without a social circle, not out of sadness or rejection, but as a deliberate act of strength. Today, we're about to challenge a societal norm that ties happiness directly to a bustling social life, and instead dive into the empowering freedom of solitude. This isn't about loneliness or isolation. It's about finding the power in quiet moments, the resilience that comes from introspection, and the profound growth that unfolds when a woman stands alone with her own thoughts. Let's explore how a woman, without the typical circle of friends, isn't without support at all. In fact, she might just be one of the most powerful architects of her own life, crafting her path from the foundation of independence and self-discovery. If you've ever questioned the societal pressure to constantly be surrounded, or felt the tension of not conforming to these expectations, this discussion will likely change your perspective. For anyone skeptical about the benefits of solitude, or wondering how walking alone can actually deepen your sense of self, stay with us. We'll uncover why sometimes the most enriching and transformative journeys are those we take alone. The power of walking alone. When we think about walking alone, we often picture isolation, perhaps even loneliness. But let's flip that notion. Walking alone isn't about being cut off from the world. It's about embarking on a personal journey of self-discovery and inner strength. It's a powerful choice to embrace the stillness, to pause and truly hear your inner voice, without the noise of external distractions. This path isn't just an absence of social connection, it's an opportunity for self-creation. In solitude, a woman learns to understand her true desires, fears, and dreams. It's a space where she can redefine who she is, outside the influence of others' expectations. The ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca didn't just preach philosophy, they lived it. They understood that true peace comes from within, regardless of what's happening around us. In solitude, a woman can practice these Stoic principles, embracing resilience, cultivating virtue, and above all, developing an independent mind. She doesn't seek validation from others because she has learned that her peace, her joy, and her sense of self come from within. Choosing to walk alone doesn't mean retreating from the world. It's about creating space to build confidence and trust in her own judgment. Each step is a move towards self-reliance, an understanding that she not only has the ability to survive alone, but to thrive. Solitude is empowerment, not loneliness in society. Being alone is often equated with being lonely, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Loneliness is a feeling of longing for connection, while solitude is an empowering state of being at peace with yourself. This difference is profound. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and by choosing solitude, a woman is taking control of her internal world. She's choosing to invest in her own growth, her own wisdom, and her own emotional resilience. Stoic virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance are all honed in solitude. It's in these quiet moments that a woman can reflect on her life, reassess her values, and make decisions aligned with her true self. Each moment alone isn't a moment lost, but a moment gained in self-mastery. Solitude also helps her develop courage. It takes immense bravery to sit with yourself, to confront your fears, doubts, and insecurities head-on. As Seneca wisely noted, it's in solitude that we are most challenged, and thus most poised for growth. She learns not only to navigate external challenges, but to face her inner struggles with grace and strength. The inner strength of solitude. Self-discipline is another virtue strengthened in solitude. Away from the constant noise and distractions of society, a woman learns to regulate her emotions and thoughts. This kind of emotional self-regulation is a form of strength that is vital in our overstimulated world. But solitude isn't just about being alone. It's about what you do with that aloneness. In those moments of stillness, a woman can engage in activities like meditation, reading, or journaling, practices that cultivate clarity, focus, and inner peace. These activities provide the foundation for a clearer mind and a more steadfast spirit. This is where personal growth happens. By spending time alone, a woman has the space to be authentic with herself and align her actions with her true values. Building a stronger relationship with yourself. A relationship with yourself is the most important one you'll ever have. In solitude, you can build this relationship without the influence of others' expectations or judgments. This authentic connection with oneself is the bedrock for all other relationships in your life. When you know who you are, you can engage more fully with the world, contributing to relationships with clarity and genuine presence. In solitude, a woman doesn't just find herself, she creates herself. She defines her life not by who she's with, but by who she is. This self-empowerment is the source of her greatest strength. It's a freedom that many yearn for but few truly embrace, because it requires confronting one's deepest fears and facing the hard questions about life, desires, and purpose. Emotional resilience. The gift of solitude, emotional resilience, is not just the ability to bounce back from hardship. It's the ability to maintain grace, composure, and clarity through life's challenges. For a woman who walks alone, solitude offers the space to cultivate this resilience. It gives her the opportunity to engage with her emotions, to understand her reactions, and to rise above the external turmoil around her. With each step she takes in solitude, she becomes more attuned to her true self, refining her ability to live authentically and with integrity. And as Marcus Aurelius said, our most important relationship is with ourselves. When we honor that relationship, we set the foundation for a peaceful, empowered life. The gift of solitude. So, let's shift our perspective on solitude. Instead of seeing it as a state of isolation or sadness, let's see it as a gift, one that brings wisdom, clarity, and inner peace. A woman who embraces solitude is not alone, she is empowered. She walks her own path, creating a life built not on the judgments or expectations of others, but on the strength of her own heart and mind. In solitude, she finds not just herself, but her true strength. She builds a life of authenticity, peace, and resilience, and that, my friends, is a life worth living. At the heart of Stoicism lies the ability to maintain a calm, composed mind, regardless of external circumstances. This inner tranquility is achieved through emotional resilience, the ability to control how we respond to both good times and hard times. As ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca taught, events themselves don't dictate our emotional state. It's our judgment of those events that often causes distress. In moments of solitude, a woman has the rare opportunity to examine these judgments, to challenge them, and to reshape her responses, aligning them with her core values. Think of emotional resilience as a muscle. It strengthens over time with practice. Each time a woman faces a challenge on her own, she builds this muscle. She learns to endure pain, overcome obstacles, and emerge stronger. The growth is gradual, shaped by quiet moments of reflection, where she confronts her fears and failures head-on. This practice deepens her understanding that her emotional well-being doesn't rely on others' actions, but on her capacity to manage her own thoughts and feelings. Whether through journaling, mindfulness, or meditation, these tools become part of her emotional toolkit, available whenever she encounters stress or uncertainty. Over time, these practices not only enhance resilience, but also help her stay calm and composed in situations that once might have felt overwhelming. The Stoic practice of reflection, such as Marcus Aurelius' daily meditations, plays a critical role here. In solitude, a woman can review her reactions to the day's events, assess how her actions align with her values, and adjust her approach accordingly. This daily cycle of self-assessment and intention setting builds a foundation for lasting emotional strength. Emotional resilience also empowers a woman to be more confident and assertive in her interactions with others. When she understands and controls her emotions, she communicates more effectively and stands firm in her decisions. This assertiveness is vital in both personal and professional settings, where remaining composed under pressure is often key to success and leadership. Moreover, as she fosters emotional resilience through solitude, she learns to detach her self-worth from external validation. She no longer seeks approval from others or lets public opinion define her. Instead, she finds confidence in her own judgment and achievements. The Stoic emphasis on self-sufficiency extends to decision-making. It's not just about making choices independently. It's about cultivating deep trust in one's own judgment. The Stoics believe true wisdom comes from within, and the best decisions are those made from a place of inner virtue, not influenced by external pressures. For a woman walking alone, this self-sufficiency transforms solitude into a powerful tool for empowerment. By stepping away from external noise, she can listen to her inner voice, weigh her options without bias, and make choices that reflect her true values and aspirations. This process is not just about avoiding the influence of others, it's about developing a clear, focused inner dialogue. Decision-making becomes an exercise in self-knowledge and integrity. Each choice, whether big or small, becomes an expression of her authentic self. Stoicism teaches us to live in harmony with our own nature and making decisions in line with our core beliefs is a practice of this principle. Furthermore, the ability to make decisions independently fosters a type of independence that is rare and invaluable. It is about recognizing that while advice from others can be helpful, the final responsibility for each decision rests with oneself. This realization can be both empowering and daunting, as it requires embracing the freedom and the accountability that comes with making choices alone. Self-sufficiency in decision-making also strengthens resilience. When a woman makes decisions based on her inner compass, she is more likely to stay committed to them, even when challenges arise. Her commitment stems from the confidence that her choices were made thoughtfully, without external influence. This aligns with the Stoic idea of steadfastness in one's purpose, a quality that Marcus Aurelius highlighted, advising us to perform every action with dignity, as if it were our last. As she continues to make decisions based on her inner guidance, a woman cultivates a personal philosophy that becomes her guiding star. This philosophy, like that of the Stoics, helps her navigate life with greater clarity and direction. It's refined through the ongoing process of making decisions, learning from both successes and setbacks, and adjusting her course as needed. In practical terms, self-sufficiency in decision-making means a woman is less likely to be swayed by fleeting trends or peer pressure. Whether choosing a career path, making personal decisions, or navigating relationships, her choices reflect her true desires, not societal expectations. This alignment between decision and desire ensures that her life trajectory is uniquely hers, leading to greater fulfillment and satisfaction. Finally, the Stoic practice of reflecting on decisions enhances this self-sufficiency. By regularly examining her choices, a woman not only learns from her experiences, but also sharpens her decision-making abilities. This reflective practice, advocated by Stoics like Seneca, ensures that decision-making becomes a dynamic, evolving skill that matures over time. The concept of building authentic relationships might seem at odds with the idea of solitude, but it's precisely through solitude that a woman can enhance the quality of her connections with others. Solitude provides her with the space to reflect, to understand herself better, and to cultivate inner peace. This self-awareness deepens her capacity to engage with others genuinely, fostering relationships that align with her true self, not ones built on external validation or social necessity. Stoicism teaches us to foster personal virtues, like wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, virtues that become the foundation for authentic relationships. Wisdom helps her recognize which relationships are worth pursuing, those that encourage mutual growth. Courage enables her to be honest and open in her interactions, even when it's difficult. Justice ensures she treats others fairly, while moderation helps maintain healthy boundaries. In solitude, a woman learns that true connection doesn't require constant proximity. Rather, it thrives on respect, understanding, and the freedom to be one's authentic self. This understanding leads to healthier, more meaningful relationships that replenish rather than drain her emotional reserves. Furthermore, the quality of presence she brings to her relationships, cultivated through solitude, enhances the depth of those connections. She becomes a better listener, more attuned to the nuances of communication, and more fully present in her interactions. This kind of presence makes others feel seen, heard, and valued, the cornerstone of any lasting and meaningful relationship. Embracing Stoic principles, a woman can navigate both solitude and relationships with wisdom, emotional resilience, and a clear sense of direction, building a life that is truly her own. Key 1. Stoic: a woman who learns to live in the present moment, cherishing her relationships without clinging to them or fearing their loss, finds peace in the acceptance of impermanence. This sense of peace doesn't come from a place of passivity. Rather, it allows her to fully engage in the relationships she has, knowing that they are as fleeting as they are precious. It's about embracing what is now without holding on too tightly or fearing it might slip away. Building genuine connections also means being discerning, choosing quality over quantity. A woman who values her own solitude understands the importance of investing in fewer, deeper relationships, each one carefully nurtured and likely to endure. This selectiveness is not a sign of weakness, but one of strength. It ensures that the bonds she forms are more meaningful and rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Rather than spreading herself thin, she focuses her energy on cultivating the connections that truly matter. Equally important is the Stoic practice of regular reflection on relationships and their place in our lives. A woman who periodically assesses her relationships, evaluating them through the lens of her values and virtues, ensures that these connections stay true to her principles. This ongoing reflection helps her make adjustments where necessary and deepens her appreciation for the relationships that nourish her soul. Navigating life with inner guidance is about tuning into that quiet inner compass, listening to personal intuition and wisdom that can easily be drowned out by the noise of everyday life. For a woman who chooses to walk alone, this kind of guidance becomes her primary method for navigating the world. It's not about being opposed to others, it's about being attuned to her own truth and moving forward with confidence in her own decisions. Stoicism teaches the importance of living in accordance with one's true nature, cutting away the distractions and aligning actions with core values. When a woman chooses to follow her inner guidance, she is practicing this Stoic principle. Her decisions reflect a deep understanding of herself, not swayed by external pressures or fleeting emotions. This kind of internal alignment reduces conflict, ensuring that actions are thoughtful responses rather than reactive impulses. Life becomes not just easier, but more fulfilling when one's actions resonate with personal beliefs and values. The process of cultivating inner guidance starts with profound self-awareness. It requires knowing oneself intimately, recognizing one's strengths, weaknesses, fears, and desires. This kind of self-knowledge doesn't come overnight. It's built over time through moments of reflection, often found in solitude. In these quiet moments, a woman has the chance to confront her true self without the distractions of societal expectations. It's here, away from the noise, that she uncovers her most authentic essence. Once she's familiar with her true self, this knowledge becomes her guide. Her choices aren't about what others expect of her, but what she knows to be right. The Stoic ideal is to make decisions rooted in personal wisdom rather than in external approval. This alignment between action and values results in greater inner peace, minimizing internal conflict and creating a life that is not just manageable but deeply satisfying. Trusting in oneself is a crucial part of navigating life with inner guidance. It's not about being infallible, but about cultivating confidence through a history of reasoned decisions. Reflecting on past actions, learning from mistakes, and adapting accordingly strengthens trust in one's ability to navigate life. Stoicism advocates for this type of reflective practice, helping a woman build confidence in her choices and a deeper understanding of her own strengths. Moreover, inner guidance brings a sense of peace. Stoics teach that peace comes from accepting what is beyond our control, focusing instead on how we respond. A woman who lives guided by her inner wisdom is less perturbed by external chaos, maintaining a calm and centered state no matter the circumstances. This peace is not the absence of challenges, but the assurance in her ability to handle whatever life brings. Solitude plays a key role in enhancing this inner guidance. In the stillness of solitude, the mind finds clarity, allowing one to sift through emotions and thoughts to make decisions with greater wisdom. This quiet time sharpens a woman's sense of direction, making her responses to life's challenges more thoughtful and purposeful. Embracing solitude isn't about isolation, it's about liberation. It's a chance to break free from the constant influence of others and connect deeply with one's own truth. Solitude allows a woman to focus inward, cultivating an inner life that remains untouched by the external world's fluctuating whims. It gives her the strength to meet challenges calmly and to live according to her true values, rather than societal pressures. In solitude, there is a unique opportunity for personal reflection, allowing for deeper engagement with one's own thoughts and emotions. It's a time to examine experiences through the lens of Stoic virtues like wisdom, courage, and moderation, gaining insights that foster growth and a more virtuous life. This solitary time offers a chance for self-improvement, unencumbered by the noise of the world. Furthermore, embracing solitude builds resilience. The Stoics believe that adversity strengthens the human spirit, and walking the solitary path provides plenty of opportunities to cultivate this resilience. A woman learns to rely on herself for comfort and guidance, discovering a deep well of strength that comes from knowing she can thrive on her own. It doesn't mean rejecting the need for others, but rather making her own inner resources the primary source of strength. In this solitude, practices like meditation and reflection become even more powerful. By engaging with these practices in solitude, a woman can develop a mindset that remains calm, rational, and compassionate, no matter what external events unfold. Just as Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations as a reminder to stay true to Stoic virtues, a woman on the solitary path can create her own reflections to keep her grounded. While solitude doesn't mean forsaking relationships entirely, it enhances the quality of those she chooses to keep. By embracing solitude, a woman can ensure that her social interactions are genuine and enriching, not motivated by the fear of being alone. This approach is in line with the Stoic belief that the value of relationships comes not from quantity, but from the depth and authenticity of the connections we form. In the end, embracing the solitary path is not about loneliness, but about deepening one's connection with oneself. It's about finding the strength and wisdom that lie within, discovering the vast horizons of personal growth that solitude offers. This path, though less traveled, is rich with potential for self-discovery, resilience, and authenticity, and it is one that leads to a life lived with clarity, purpose, and fulfillment.